Making meatballs. I got 1 pound of fresh ground pork, 1 pound of ground venison, killed myself, and then about 1 pound of ground beef. Then 1.5 cups of those breadcrumbs that I made the other day. These were made the same day. And then to that, some milk, 3/4 cup of milk. And 3 liquid chickens. Take note, they are not the same color. They came from our chickens, farm fresh butt nuggets. I made sure to pick out some big ones. We have a couple girls that like to lay little ones. So after that, wash your hands. These are Italian style, so I'm going to add basil, 2 tablespoons of basil. We grow our own and dehydrate it, so that's why it's in a giant jar. And then oregano, 2 teaspoons of that. I've tried to grow oregano, and it just doesn't go very well. And what I do get, I use it up so fast. So I pick it up at the bulk food store in bags. After that, you're going to add some salt. I did 3 teaspoons of salt. I eyeballed that. And then 1.5 teaspoons of pepper. I'll make sure to put the recipe up at the end of this video for you to screenshot. Also, you're supposed to add Parmesan cheese, but I totally forgot that. If you were adding the Parmesan, you would add 1.5 cups. And then the recipe called for 6 cloves of garlic. So I used 6 scoops of garlic because that's what we have. That's what we use. I think it's just so much simpler and easier. Eventually, someday, I would like to just do my own garlic, but right now, we're using the tub. Then you're going to mix it. Mine exploded the first time I mixed it. This is the second go around. And just make sure everything gets really well incorporated. And then I scraped my paddle off really well. Make sure I didn't miss out on any of that deliciousness that is in there. And then I have a parchment lined cookie sheet. And I got a cookie scoop, the medium size one, and I rolled it into a ball and just kept doing that. I lined them up on the cookie sheet and I just kept going. I would scoop just so that they were about the same size. They're not going to be perfect, but I don't like grabbing the hunks out myself because I feel like they're not equal sizes. And then just keep going. That was really quick. And then I took them out to my walk-in, walk-out freezer, however you want to talk about it. And then after a few hours, I had frozen meatballs. I threw them into a lock and lock and popped them in my freezer. I totally had to voice over this part because they were talking about, I don't even remember. It had me laughing. But I think my husband locked somebody in a stinky bathroom. But anyways, I just threw them all in the lock and lock. They were frozen. They're still frozen. And when you're ready to bake them, I baked at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes and they were perfect. They taste delicious and they're ready to go, homemade. Here's that recipe. Screenshot it, make them, and let me know how you like them.